Hello.
That's it.
Yep,
Goodbye.
that's it. That's the whole stream.
Goodbye.
Our Monday stream is just hello, goodbye. But
Goodbye.
so, anyways, guys, hi. Me being the slacker that I am, I forgot to promote the last stream, so I don't know how many of you guys actually saw the last stream. If you did, congratulations, thank you. If not, I'll go over a little bit of housekeeping real quickly. I won't go into the whole details. Basically, what happens is we're changing our stream due to scheduling reasons. Instead of on Wednesdays, we'll either be doing it Mondays, so today preferably, or if not, we're going Friday. And if not, we can always do Saturday or Sunday. That's like plan C. We're hoping not to get there, but we have a plan A and B, so always default to plan A if you don't know what's going on. So it'll be on Mondays. When on Mondays, we're working on the details.
Basically, we've both got schooling right now, and because of our schedules, it's pretty wonky to do things on Wednesdays. So for the most part, we're just going to be doing it on the 2 available days that we do have.
So yeah, there's that. But yeah, that's just a quick reminder if you didn't see the last video. So moving on. So today, to those people who say I don't do enough PC games, haha, we're doing a PC game. Kinda. Maybe. I
Don't mind the game that I am currently playing. I tried literally 3 other games, and none of them seemed to work.
So he's just going off with.
I'm playing TF2 because fuck it, it's the only game that seems to work right now.
Hey, it's a PC game. Close enough.
It is. Actually, it purely is. It originally launched with console, but not anymore.
Yeah. If you have it still for console, then congratulations. You have what we call a relic. But
you literally have a relic because you cannot play online.
So a useless relic. But anyway.
Basically.
But that's not what we're talking about today. So ignore the TF2 stuff you're seeing.
Yes.
Today we're talking about Genshin Impact. Why are we playing Genshin Impact? We're talking about Genshin because he doesn't have Genshin Impact. I do, and he does the streams for our entertainment purposes. So yeah. Maybe if we ever get together and do this physically one day, I'll just go on my account and we'll do it when we do this. But for now, we'll just have to settle for this. So, Genshin Impact. The glorified Chinese software filled with anime women that I am so not interested in. No, that's a lie.
Legal reasons. I am not interested in these women.
If the legal people ask, I am not interested in
Legally, I am obliged to say I am not interested.
I'm not interested. My lawyer says I should say no.
My lawyer says no.
But all the same, no, I do play quite a bit, actually. I was actually in the middle of trying to resolve an issue recently that I was having. I was trying to put it over to my PS5 account, and I've been doing it all on my PC and mobile account, which is fine for the most part. I just wanted to see if I can get it. I missed the whole Aloy promotion, unfortunately, so I don't have Aloy, unfortunately. But, yeah, I was trying to figure it out, and I learned that it's actually a lot more problematic than most accounts when it comes to linking. Also, and this is kind of again shows you how problematic it can be for cross saves, just in general. Honestly, all things considered, it's also a problem as well because, like I said, it's on PS5, and for those who know, PS has this weird thing in the past where everything was linked through the email, right? So if you changed your email to a more newer email, you risk actually removing your entire PlayStation existence and going back to square one. So if you purchased anything on your PlayStation account and all your old trophies and all that gone. Goodbye. So yeah, I'm a little meh at the moment because I heard that became a big issue. I don't know if it was ever resolved. I think it got resolved, but like I said, the internet's filled with a bunch of contradictory answers, so depending on how recent the information is and who's saying it, you know, you might get your answer, you might not. So, yeah. But again, my issues with PS5 are not the reasons we're going to talk today. We're going to talk about Genshin Impact. Yes. So in the trailer, I linked the 3.4, the Exquisite Night Chimes trailer, as well as the whole 3.4 special program. I love how they call it special program. They don't go through naming. They're just like, here's a special program. Real creative naming. But regardless, so for those who don't know, Chinese New Year is upon us, and as I said before, Genshin Impact is a Chinese game, so this is the Christmas event technically. A bit late, but close enough.
They don't have Christmas here.
They don't have Christmas here. But so this is the New Year's event coming up, like I said, and there's actually quite a bit to talk about with this. Unfortunately, we're a bit late on this one because if you watch the program, you know that there was actually quite a a bit of premium currency in, as well as a bunch of cool goodies you can get for just punching in the code the day of the program. I did. Unfortunately, if you didn't, and unfortunately you can't, because that was the day only thing. Sorry. 'Tis the cycle of the news, but there are a few other things that you should be informed of regardless. So if you do play Genshin, congratulations. There's actually quite a bit to talk about. If not, just indulge me here.
Yes.
Regardless, so what comes with the exquisite night chimes? Well, like I said, the yearly Lantern Rite is back, so basically Genshin's version of the New Year's event. And there's actually quite a bit that comes with this time. They're introducing a new character, Yao Yao, I believe her name is. Considering this is the year of the bunny, it's very funny that, well, very on point actually, that she's kind of bunny themed.
Rabbit.
No Rule 34ing. Stop.
Too late, you fool. Why did you say it?
I have
You
to say
only
it.
encourage them more when you say it.
I know, but I have to be very specific. That might not have been a good idea, though. Regardless.
Bad idea. Alert.
Bad idea.
Alert. The
I know.
fool spoke.
I know. I've only
The
challenged.
forbidden words.
I'm sure. Okay, let's be honest. This game probably has enough Rule 34 to clog up the bowels of even the most powerful server at this point. So that is just how this game is. I think a lot of people who play it can agree. But point being that there's actually, like I said, quite a bit you can get out of this event. Outside of the Return of the Lantern Rite, there's quite a bit of interesting lore that potentially comes with this. Whole new shtick of spirits and yada yada yada. Fun fact, actually, there's actually a bunch of new mini games as well coming with this thing, including something akin to paper theater. I believe it has something to do with like moving blocks around. It's hard to explain. There's also the Wave Rider coming back, so there's the boat mini game coming back, or a version of it anyway. As well as, most interestingly enough, if you don't know, this is a gacha game, so for those who don't know what that is, you roll dice to get people. It's honestly not the most egregious gacha game, and like I said, there's a whole discussion you can come here as to how egregious they are. Some mobile games can be very, very egregious when it comes to things. Weirdly enough, Diablo Immortal is one of the most recent examples of a terrible pay-to-win system. But truth be told, you can really do well just not investing any money in this game at all. I only did it once, and that was for a high-end tier character that I really wanted. That was it.
Yep.
But yeah, overall it's not bad. So with the New Year event, there's actually a specific event that comes. I believe it's called May Fortune Find You. So essentially what it is you do the event of the Lantern Rite. You get to a certain level in the event, and they actually give you a whole host of options of characters from the air. Since it's set in the city of Liwa, the characters based in the Liwa city, which are actually quite a few powerful characters. And they go, you can just pick one, and you can have it. We'll just give you one.
Yeah, we'll just give it to you. Don't take it.
And there's actually several decent characters. Like Ningguang is on there, and she's basically a 5-star character disguised as a 4-star. Powerful DPS character, so you know what I'm aiming for. So it's certainly worth doing. All in all, like I said, it's a very interesting event. Like I said, I'm trying to figure out how to go into this without sounding completely like an idiot. But all in all, like I said, if you missed out on the codes from the day one stuff, I'm sorry, that's day one stuff. Usually when these new versions come in, they introduce new codes as well. They introduce codes, I mean, that can give you premium currency as well as a bunch of other high-end stuff. But that's usually day of stuff. Oh, yes, that's also right. I just remembered. We're also seeing an expansion to the Sumeru portion of the map, so basically, think ancient Egypt, anime style. That's what we're looking at here. They're expanding that, and they're adding a few more sections to it. There's a new area, some very big desert. So, I'm gonna be honest here.
Big sand bad.
Think Arabian Nights in ancient Egypt. That's basically Sumeru for you. I'm not even kidding. That's the aesthetic. And honestly, I'm gonna say, for a section based purely around deserts and stuff like that, it's probably one of the easier maps to make. But this part of the game expands the quest line for the story, which basically sees you going after some legendary eternal oasis in the middle of the desert. that may or may not have all time frozen around it. It's weird. I have no idea. We'll see when it comes out how that plays out. I haven't even made it to Sumeru yet. There's like, as of currently, 4 like areas in the game. You start off in Mondstadt, then you go to Liyue, which is again where the full New Year's festival will take place. Then you go to Inazuma, which is basically mini Japan. For the record, each one of these areas is kind of based off a culture. So Mondstadt is based off of like Europe and medieval castles. Liyue is based off of, in the words of Maxor, what was it? What was his exact words? Ming Dynasty China. You know, that's his words, and it's actually quite apt. Inazuma is based off of feudal Japan. Sumeru is based off of, well, as I said, think Egypt and Arabian Nights. Smash those things together. That's Sumeru for you. We're coming to the end of that area, and there's already some leaks about what Fontaine will look like. Apparently, judging by what I see so far from those leaks, those characters look like they're coming out of like industrial age England. So,
There you go.
industrial age London. So expect that kind of aesthetic. So I expect a lot of smog, gears, and yeah,
Yes.
and rampant corruption.
Corruption.
That's
Piracy.
No, that's if they were based in the Caribbean.
Doesn't necessarily mean Caribbean.
But for those who get the corruption joke, that's historical humor for you. Oh yeah, and terrible working conditions. That's also great political humor or historical humor for you. Regardless, so this will probably be the end of the Sumeru area, I'm imagining. Then they'll move on to Fontaine when 3.5 finally rolls around, where that is. And they introduce a few new characters. Actually, no, I think no. One character that was introduced in the Sumeru story they've finally made as a character you can get in-game. I can't even remember his name. But he sounds quite antisocial from how they describe him, so it should be interesting.
There you go.
Also, young Yao Yao, I believe that I mentioned before, from the characters you can get, is actually also part of that May Fortune Find You, and she's actually one of the few Dendro characters we finally have. For those who don't know, the 7 elements which the game is based around. There was almost a character, an enemy from there was a character from almost every element in the beginning. For some reason, except for Dendro. They're finally giving Dendro characters. I think Yao Yao is like one of the first 2, outside of the Archon of the Arc element itself. So basically the embodiment of the element and some other random girl. So, you know, we're getting there.
We're getting there, one way or another.
Maybe by New Year's next year we'll have 3 characters. You never know. We can hope.
One will hope.
I always kind of find it funny that Dendro, despite being an element based around nature, has more like shticks to do with light. Like, it's always so bright when you see Dendro abilities used. It's weird. Like, we're gonna make a nature element, but it's gonna be very bright, so we're gonna confuse it with light. Yeah, that'll work. But anyways, so yeah, that's 3.4 for you. Like I said, the most interesting parts, like I said, is if you're in the Sumeru chapters, you're going to have more stuff in Sumeru. Big abandoned desert. New boss, actually. A giant, basically, sandworm. Which will be interesting to fight, I suppose. And, like I said, the new area. Mostly this has to do, like I said, with the New Year event. The Lantern Rite, I think this is the 3rd time this event has come around. And if you play it, you get to a certain point in the actual event, a certain rank, you can get one of the characters based in Liyue, which is where this again takes place. Yao Yao is actually set in that rotation, so if you have all the characters already and you want her, there's a good chance to do it. If you're like me and don't have half of them, then you can get any of them. But yeah, unfortunately there's no 5 stars, so cannot get Zong. What's his name? Freaking Zhong Mi, I believe it was. Anyway, who was also another powerful DPS. So oh well, maybe. This game is just one massive DPS check, which is why I keep bringing that up.
This is just all pure DPS only.
Honestly, this is a game where it gets harder as you go because it's based off of leveling, so the enemies can quickly outpace you in level, and so it's like there are characters who are based around the concept of the tank in this game, but they're entirely useless because you need DPS in this game.
Yes.
There's also quite a few time trials too, where you just kill enemies in a certain amount of time. So DPS is basically like there are two most powerful. There are the two types of characters of the three you're going to use. You're going to use DPS primarily. You're going to use healer secondary, and you're going to use tank never. Because health is not hard to come by in this game. Again, I'm gonna quote Maxor again, where he said, like, in this game, it can sometimes amount to throwing two sponges at each other because it's just very beefy character versus very beefy target, and depending on how your investment is, it might take minutes to kill the enemy. So, yeah, that's this game for you, though, in a nutshell.
Well, there you go.
But yeah, that's the Exquisite Night Chimes. That's the event. Just thought I want to touch on it. A bit of news to come in. This will be our Monday show for this time. Next Monday will probably be Hogwarts Legacy. There's actually something interesting happening with pre-orders that I wanted to touch on, but that'll be next week's thing. But yeah, I want to say sorry for two videos so close to each other, but I don't know if I should or not. Maybe that's better for the YouTube algorithm, but I don't know. Maybe.
Who knows?
The only reason we're doing so many in such a short time as the last week is because, like I said, we're trying to transition to Monday, and Friday was just something we had to do for reasons. Which, again, we explained in that video. But yeah, so, anyways, that's 3.4. Hope you all have a wonderful Lunar New Year. Because that's what we're basing it off of.
Yes. It is the new lunar year.
I keep wanting to get mooncakes, but I keep reminding myself that's actually the autumn festival way down the line. I keep wanting to have mooncake, but I can never get it right. I can never get my events.
You're not
when
allowed.
I finally hear, honestly, and when I finally hear about the time coming through, it's already long gone. Oh well, maybe next time. Regardless, but yeah, that's 3.4. That's the new event. That's the new additions for Sumeru. 2 new characters coming in, new area coming in, new end of year event. Well, not new end of year event, rerun of new event of end of year event, with some very interesting prizes and a few mini games that come out of it. So yeah, that's 3.4. Not much to talk about when it comes to that news today. I probably would have, I'll confess, I probably would have had a more in-depth script for you, or probably more in-depth thought process, but
There's
like
not
I said,
that
I was
much going on.
Yeah, there's stuff going on. It's just that I was, I was literally caught my pants down today because I confess I completely forgot we were going to do Mondays again. So I was actually in the middle of doing something else that I was having massive issues with. So I had to scramble to get my brain in order for the show. That's why my thoughts seem a bit more spontaneous than
Scattered.
usual. Which is a lot considering this type of show format. Anyone who's watched the show for a long time knows it. My thoughts are generally always scattered. Because, fun fact, we don't use scripts in this show. We give unfiltered, unscripted opinions. Which generally just translates into me railing into the mic at you for like an hour and a half, but you know, whatever. And Justin making his weird noises in the side while he's doing whatever he's doing.
Yes. I am getting random crits and Uber at the same time because why not?
Regardless, for those who say we don't do enough PC, there you go. There's your PC news.
There's your PC.
With a hint of Chinese spyware.
But
He doesn't get the joke, but we get the joke. For
I
those who
know.
But anyways, we'll leave you with that. What time are we at, Justin? I probably think this is going to be one of our shorter ones.
20.
20, yeah, well, dang, we actually broke the thing. That's actually a watchable video, so we'll leave you then. See you all next Monday. Like I said, I have news for there. I hope that things will be a lot more organized then. Like I said, I was just completely off the walls today because I was completely caught with my head down. So yeah. I imagine watching this back, I'm gonna sound like a complete lunatic, but whatever. That's the way it is, I suppose. Gotta take it as I get. That's the problem with unscripted. Sometimes it sounds wonderful, sometimes it sounds completely chaotic. But hey, maybe that's the appeal of the show, or maybe that's the problem with the show, depending on where you sit on the show. So anyways, have a good week, guys. Happy New Lunar New Year. Maybe see you in Genshin Impact if I can get that stuff sorted out. Well, if not, I'll be on my PC account, mobile account. We'll see, though. Anyway, guys, have a good night.